year, this entire event was planned in about 90 days. We had about 40 chambers and participants come. This year, we have planned this event out for roughly the last 6 months. The attendance has increased threefold. We have included 2 new components. When I originally envisioned the school, I thought that there were things that were important to my community back in Phoenix that I thought were important to all of our communities across the country. And one, and you'll hear me say this a lot this week, but in order to have strong black communities, you must have strong black businesses. And in order to have strong black businesses, you have to have strong black chambers. So the School of Chamber Management is truly about developing programs that will create strong black businesses as well as strong black chambers. The first 2 days of this event will be geared specifically towards us, chamber leaders, community leaders, folks that direct the traffic flow for black businesses across the country. The second half of this conference will truly be about the business owners themselves. So often our chamber presidents are in our local communities, and we're trying to figure out how can we get engaged the large black businesses that are in our communities. I was one of those businesses back in Phoenix, Arizona, and Pete can tell you sometimes I used to hate to come into the room because I felt once I entered to the room, I was no longer the small guy, but I was now the whale, and everyone was trying to feed off of me. We have to create value propositions that our business owners understand, can appreciate, can get engaged in, and more importantly, can financially support. The second half of this week, which is really Friday morning, will be spent at the White House. Let me say that again. The second half of the conference will be spent at the White House. And the reason why I think we kind of take it for granted is that those of us that live here in Washington, D.C., we drive by 17th Street in Pennsylvania on a daily basis. We drive 395, 495, 95, and we can see the White House from most freeways. When you're flying into Washington, D.C., Reagan, Dulles, or even BWI, they will take you by the monuments to make sure that you know you are flying into the Washington, D.C. area. We take it for granted that we live and operate within the bubble, as they call it. But for those folks that are outside this city, the White House is something that our grandparents, our parents are excited about. My children, when I said I'm opening this up to the White House, they were excited. Their classmates were excited. We should be excited. This is an opportunity that has not been presented to many African Americans. And for us, as a relatively new organization with 3 years under our belt, for the White House to open up its doors shows the 2 things: the importance of what our mission is, and 2, that they are truly concerned about our issues. Our issues are the same across the country. The president talks about this new economy will be built on small businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, 90% of small businesses that we represent are black-owned businesses with fewer than 5 employees. The statistics say that 90% of black businesses have fewer than 2 employees and doing less than $100,000 in annualized revenue. We got to change the dynamics of that, and it starts this weekend. Last year, I had a problem trying to find corporate sponsors. No one knew who we were. We talked about building a school of chamber management, and it was a relatively new concept to most of our corporate partners. If you take out your ticket and look on the back of that ticket, you will see the partners that we have in 2012. If you look at your program books, you'll see that one of those partners stepped up in a major way without a whole lot of arm twisting. That has been a partner with us basically since we started. They're in most of our communities across the country and don't get recognized for the things that they do positively in our community. I asked them to come, and guys, I want you to understand that this is the same day that the National Urban League kicks off this event. So for you to be in this room shows me that you're interested and passionate about the African American business agenda. And this person is truly compassionate about the African American business agenda. Mr. Tony Waller from Walmart. Please come on up and say a few words. One of the best dressed cats.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? First of all, let me tell you, the man that's lying. He did twist my arm. He said, you better come up here or else. So I don't want no crazy pictures or anything like that around, and so I'm going to just show up because he scares the daylights out of me.